Hello everybody, welcome back to the ARMA Team League Season 5 for Hanchans 17 and 18. With me tonight is Cheese. Welcome
Hello.
back. He's still feeling a little bit under the weather, so we'll try and limit his talking tonight. Just so we don't aggravate anything. Once again, we have 2 more games tonight to watch. We will be watching Table 1 twice in a row. And the games have started, so we'll bring us over to the overlap. Which I swear looks off now that I look at it. What's going on here? No, apparently not. It's just how to know it's already. So yeah, we have 2 sets of games tonight. The first 2 sets of games of the second half of the season.
Yeah, we're already past the halfway mark, so now teams are really looking to, take their points into consideration when they're playing, I feel.
Yeah, so for those that are in the bottom 8, you really want to be looking for the cutoff point, which right now sits at -1.8. Worry less about, trying to hit the top of the table and just worry about making it to that point first. And suddenly the gaps look a lot more manageable. Then once we get to the, last week, that's when you start jockeying for position over other teams specifically, so it gets a little bit more hectic at that point, but yeah, also exciting.
I think a quarter who we're watching twice today is going to be one of the 2 remaining players who haven't played a game yet.
Ah, sure. I did notice that, 'cause I was looking at the individual standings just now. Oh yeah, that one is 0777. So we'll see how a quarter gets on here for Jan Ken Pom. And here we go.
Yeah, would definitely like to have a strong start with these first 2 games for himself with Jonken Thompson currently in 15.
Yes. So this starting hand isn't too terrible here for a quarter, but compared to, SPT, who's able to pawn this Heart too, and we've got Riichi here with a pair of Haku. little bit slower off the pace, and Slinky here to our left also has an incredibly fast hand.
So that's Ishan 10 for a quarter. Unfortunately, not the Tanyao tile they were looking for. Oh, actually Alexi cut the 4-pin 2-pin. Wow. Like you mentioned, Haku does get pawned by Rachel, and already in Tempire, waiting with the 6-9 pin 7-pin weight, which 9-pin immediately gets drawn by Aqua.
Yeah, that is a bomb waiting to go off, I think, here for Aqua.
The only salvation is if they draw the 7-8-9, but
yeah,
no, drew the 6-1 instead.
So, Aqua only for Rachel here, but very quick hand. Takes us.
Speaking of quick hands.
Yeah, another pair of Haku paired to some of a pair of Chun. A couple pairs in the hand here for Rachel.
Yeah, very nice 2-man and 8-0 as well if they want to go for Toy Toy. Just pick up a 5-pin pair now, so also Isha 10 for Chi Toy. But I do think if the Haku or the Chun comes out, she may be more inclined to go for the Toy Toy.
Toy Toy double Yakuhai feels like a very nice hand here for your first dealership. And yeah, we see the 7-pin come.
Yeah, instead of the 2-man. Of course they can still pawn for like a 2k hand.
Yep.
But if they do get to 2-man first, they can pivot towards the Toy Toy. Ooh, decision here.
She does cut the 2-man. So we'll be Tempai here. Choosing.
Yeah, and another decision there to wait on the 3-6 pin or the Shampoo.
Yeah, so this obviously gives you just a little bit more odds to get a little bit more value out of the hand with the picking up the Kaku if it comes from either.
Yeah,
SPT
very dangerous.
Yeah, so while we just have a brief second here, so our quarter was, or still is, 5 pairs, Ishanten for Chitoy, their own. SPT picked up an uncle with the Norths, but the hand sort of is middling otherwise at this stage. Slinky's going for Honitsu. And opens with the 1-2-3 so shape here.
Well, Haku might come out here. Obviously, you'd prefer to deal that over the double ton, but if SPG is a bit more defensive, wants to defend against both the Honetsu and Rachel's open hand, might just elect to fold, but yeah.
Double Yakuhai here for Rachel.
Oh my god. Another double Yakuhai.
This time with 2 Dora as well. This hand might, well, if she's able to win this hand, will have a bit more of a punch to it.
Very nice hand, nice starting hand for Slinky as well. Completed set and 3 roundmans, so pretty straightforward hand to play over there.
Yeah, Slinky's hand plays itself more or less. Very clear path to a Riichi Pinfu.
Ishanten also Sanshoku chance if they get the 2-so and the 2-man.
Yep. SPT's hand here is also a bit awkward. Cuts away one of the Hanchans, but still left with the 1-2-man here. And Qualtz's hand as well is just a little bit slow. I mean, in comparison to Rachel, who seems to have had 3 quick hands to start off this Hanchan.
Yeah. So Slinky, do not get tempted by the Ipeiko. Oh, goes with the 1-pin cut, and unfortunately now if they Tempai, there's no Sanshoku.
maybe just missing the Sanshoku chance there, or I was wondering maybe if you ever consider a board where you can go to Tanya like this, perhaps, but
Yeah, it would be still too short then though. For the
yeah,
Tanya.
you're going backwards, so yeah, yeah. So SPT Ishanten, but still stuck on this 1-2 Pencham.
Yeah, it was very interesting from him before. He could have went a 9 from the 779. Lost a bit of efficiency to keep the 1-2 bench out. I wonder if you read that 3 might have been better.
Well, he has found one.
Speaking of which, he has found one. It does get the 4-7 Tenpai. Riichi, Pinfu, 2 left.
2 left, yeah. Rachel still Ishanten as well. And Slinky, yeah, has not managed to find anything to really improve the hand after cutting away the 2-pin, the 1-pin earlier.
So he gets anchored up by Rachel.
Yeah, side grade upgrade. Side grade upgrade for Rachel. Now obviously lacks,
Pretty good upgrade.
It's a great upgrade because it brings the hand up to Mangan.
Yeah. And also, of course, it gives you a ton more acceptance, like double the acceptance by pairing up any of the tiles. Obviously, the 5-man pair up would be the worst for her, as we can see.
So
Slinky taking K10.
Yeah, K10 here for Slinky. We are down to last couple draws, but there is a 2-man which Slinky cannot win off.
There is an option to cheat.
Yeah, and find your way back to Sanshoku.
That as well as not having to draw a tile that could be potentially dangerous. Doesn't matter, SPT does sumo his Pinfu, hits an Ura as well, which is very nice, bringing it up to 5,200.
Yep, nice Ura find for SPT. And moves on to his first dealership of the Hanchan here. This is a Hanetsu.
I'd say so.
Rachel once again, pair of Haku, pair of Tom.
How?
I don't know.
And pair of pays. No, we're not stopping at 2 Yakuhai, we're at 3.
We are at 3, yeah. Pay this time is an additional Yakuhai here for Rachel. Great flow to start the hand. Tons get paired up by Aquedo.
I don't think in all the Hanchans I played, I've had 3 hands in a row. I opened with 3 pairs, like at least 2 pairs of Yakuhai.
Yeah, definitely not in
That's crazy.
Not in 4-player. We see SPT going straight for this Hanetsu here. So the players will know what's up now with the West and the 9s.
Can't?
We always con this. Nice.
Oh, there's another Sozu Dora. That is scary for people.
Yep. Aha.
Oh!
Even better.
Picks up the Dora. Tenpai for Hanetsu. Dora 3 with the Sanso Dora. Can also upgrade to a Toy. Speaking of toys, Haku gets pawned by Rachel and does have 4 other pairs in her hand.
Yeah. She throws the 4, so no worries there.
Absolute disregard for the Hanetsu.
Yeah, Ishanten for Rachel. And Tenpai for Slinky.
Oh, a Tenpai. Yeah, Riichi Dora 2 on the Kanchan 5 so.
2 left on the wall for the Kanchan 5 so. Still 4 free so's left.
Oof. Yeah, I don't see SVT ever folding this.
No.
Mostly because he can't.
Yeah, no. You can't fold this. Everything is...
Wow, Rachel... Yeah, Rachel going for the greedier pay 4-pin weight as opposed to the 3-6-pin with Genbutsu.
And
Ah.
she is paid for it.
Oh, I think she may have just shoved it.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you always shove here. Oh, not always, but
Yeah, I don't know if always. I
Um,
guess. Yeah.
I-
It's definitely one of the worst tiles you could have drawn.
mhm.
But yeah, deals into the dealer manga of SPG.
Yeah, unfortunate for Rachel, unable to convert that nice looking Ton Haku Toy Toy hand, but she seems to have slowed down this hand at least. Has not found a Yakuhai pair that is got value.
Which is very good for SPG because he's opened up with quite a nice hand here. Nice 6-pin draw as well, keeping the Pet Panyao open.
Yep, second block completed here for SPT already. Aqua's hand as well, started with a lot of middle tiles, which is quite nice.
Yeah, likes to keep the south, maybe pivoting towards a Honitsu.
Yeah, the 7-pin cut out of everything that was on offer. Yeah, I think keeping Honitsu in mind for sure. Rachel did manage to pair up the Haku.
Yeah, just in time.
Is Dora, so another nice hand here brewing for Rachel. The remaining shapes are a little awkward at this stage, but a couple draws can fix that, obviously.
It's a nice upgrade for Rachel.
Yep. Gets her Ryanman in the remaining tiles, which is always handy.
Actually, I'm surprised that SPT didn't chi the 7th over Tenpai after the Haku got pawned.
Yeah.
I think once the Dora Yakuhai gets pawned, the value of your hand doesn't really matter too much.
No, you're more
You really
concerned
just want,
yeah.
yeah, to win.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't quite appreciate the potential danger, maybe. Maybe he thinks he's got time.
Also, for some people, once they get into Tenpai, it's much harder for them to fold. Whereas, with SPT's hand right now, if Rachel calls one more time, he might find enough reason to fold.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
Hand's gone
Shun,
great for him so far.
Yeah. His hand literally hasn't changed.
Yeah. Not ever since he drew the 8-pin or 7-pin, whichever
6-pin.
it was. The 6-pin?
Yeah, the 6-pin. Yeah.
Six-pin offered to Rachel as well here, but not taken.
Yep, does instead find another roundman. Tadashi 8-man, and yeah, we see SVT not want to play the 6-man into that.
Yep. Riichi for Slinky on the Penchan Freeman for Riichi Dora 1, which is 2 left in the wall. One loose here, in not too loose in Waku's hand, but I imagine you just fold this hand away, regardless.
Is Chitoi Ishate, but I don't think they'll ever cut a 5-man, so...
No.
Yeah.
You can only see it maybe if a 2-man gets thrown, then you could maybe consider it. Pairs up the 3-man.
Okay, 1 left. Unfortunate for Rachel, couldn't even get into Tenpai yet.
Same with SPT. Yeah, as soon as they got to the end of our second row, the fold happened right before the Riichi, and yeah, that'll be the end of this dealership.
Oh, that's Tenpai.
That is Tenpai. It's still very dicey. You don't see any lower Manzu. You see 111, 221, 211s.
This is one pin, which wasn't safe either, I don't think.
No, it was not safe. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of AI that would just shove that because you don't have to draw another tile, so you essentially win the hand in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it doesn't deal in, obviously.
Yeah. Maybe they thought it was safe, and they thought having the last remaining Chitoi pair being the 5-man would be Tenpai. But
Just a Szechuan Mahjong.
yeah. So East 4. Slinky's first dealership here.
Aqua with the Dora pair.
Yeah, Dora pair is always nice to start with.
Oh, but Rachel's already Kutsuki Ishan 10. I don't know the 5 still or the Dora.
Yep.
I think Dora will probably come out if she draws a better tile with like a Tanyao pin food. Itsu. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem with those edge doors, it's just often there's just no spot for them and they come out like that. So use Tempo.
Oh, what a draw.
Two nine pins left in the wall. But otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 other weights to 6 total. That doesn't sound right.
3 other weights.
3 other weights, yeah, sorry. Forgot to count.
Oh, and 6 pin immediately comes out. What? Riichi Patsu Pin Fedora for 8,000. Putting Rachel back into the game.
Yeah, nice. Another Mangan hand there for... Sorry, first Mangan hand for Rachel. Takes us into South 1. Hanchan is moving very quickly along here. So Aqua, still on pace more or less. 21,000 points here. Hand is quite slow. Backfire on the South immediately. SPT's hand is looking the nicest to me here, though. Slinky does have 2 Dora.
Yeah. Oh, West gets passed by SPT.
Yeah, he could open with it. Right now, based on the blocks, the West would end up being his pair, which is kind of upsetting, I guess, in some ways.
Yeah. I assume we just see a South here.
We do see the South come out. Third Dora here for Slinky. We're looking to try and open this hand before too long, I imagine.
Yeah, move it towards Kanyao. 8-man draw for SPT, puts it into Rianmin, Shantan. 4-man could get cheat here, I think. Would be a nice cheat, leaves you with the 3-4-man Rianmin, but doesn't like to pass. Rachel fishing for a Sanshoku.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Unwilling to... Well, I mean, she doesn't have much chance at this point to cut anything other than Yakuhai, really, but... Yeah, see, the 4-pin comes instead of the Penjan, so yeah.
Oh, Fama gets drawn by Slinky. Actually declined the Ishan 10 before to cut away the 1-2 pin Chan. But back into a nice Ishan 10.
SPT's also sort of been given the chance to get a pin through here, but no, it chooses the pawn the second west 10 point and the 2-5 pin, which is 3 left on the wall. Big pause on the 5-so here for Slinky after the 4-so cut from SPT. And Sumo. Shah Akadora 1.
Yep, nice quick hand to move the Hanchan along, which is all SPT wants at this point.
Yep, SPT over 40k. Would just be happy if everyone just wins 1 2k hands from here on out, more or less. And it does end Aqua's dealership. Moves us on to Rachel's, who's in more or less the same position as Aqua, needing to close the gap towards SPT here.
One Dora with decent shapes. Can't be too upset with this as a dealer.
No, this is good enough starting hand. There's another Dora to go with it. That's the 5 pin here, so just max efficiency.
Yeah. Aku offered to Aqua but passes. Wanting more value, maybe a Chitoy.
Yeah, Sent could be Chitoy. Which obviously would be more value than Hakudora 1. Probably.
Oh. 5 pairs.
5 pairs, here we go. Ishanten. Rachel still 2 Shanten. For this, will probably end up being Riichi door 2 hand.
That is Senpai. Waiting on the 1 pin Tanki. 2 left.
2 left. There goes
Oh, and immediately comes out. Riichi parts of Chitoy. Oh, unfortunately, no Ura. Would have really liked it to bump it up to 12k.
Nice Mangan pickup here for Aquada.
The 6-4.
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, of course. Sorry, for some reason I was like, that was 400. Takes us to SPT's dealership. Again, he's just sort of happy to see this Hanchan to an end, but he's been given a high end that is Ishanten.
Oh,
And that
nice
is
upgrade.
That is a great upgrade.
I wonder. There was an argument to throw like 8s or. Oh no, you have 6, 7, 8 Sancho anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Just, yeah. I was looking at 5, 6, 7 for some reason. 5, so you probably drop a 3 so here.
Yeah, I think the free-so should come here. Ishanten now, this hand has potential to be very venomous.
Yes, that's easily 18k.
So what do you do?
I think you want the 7 so.
Yeah, I think the 7-so always comes. It gives you the flexibility. You can still wind up on Eva Sanshoku here, but the 6, 7, 8's already Ishanten. There we go.
Yep. Just the Adama here. Yep. For Tanya Sancho to Dora 2. with upgrade potential. Looking around, the Aqua after winning that 6-4 on SBT's dealership would obviously like a big sumo to close the gap.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
5 comes out from Rachel.
Yeah, Dharma Mangan directed on Rachel here is not good news for Rachel. And great news for SPT, who now puts their point total up to 53,000. Starts with another pretty nice looking hand here. Bit less value, but very playable. Looking around the table here, there is not a lot going on for speed. Slinky's got 3 Dora, a pair of Hatsu. Poses the next best hand in my opinion. Though Aqua has had a couple nice draws here. We've got an Ipeiko shape now. Cut away these sort of edge styles and 9-pin Dahaku to the north. Rachel now have a pair of salves. Could also open, but you don't really want to open this hand. Well, I guess Rachel does, just for the speed. Just thinking they're gonna in the South 4, like you could win this hand, and it's gonna be South Dora 1, maybe Dora 2.
Yeah, obviously she is very close to 4th, and it's like with the Uma of 20k difference, she obviously doesn't want to drop to 4th. It's kinda hard to get to 2nd without a big sumo. So I think she made the right decision prioritizing the speed in this case, especially with Slinky already opening. You don't want him to win like a 2k hand and like your 4th going into South 4.
Yeah, very, very true, very true. So SPT hand has not really gone anywhere. He's at 5 pairs at this stage, so Ishanten for Chitoy, but his hand could have been something very normal, but hasn't really had the draws for it. 10 pie for Rachel. And Aqua's still Ishanten here as well. Rachel's 10 pie is 2 left in the wall, including 1 Dora. 7 so is great for Slinky.
Oh. And yeah, 3 so immediately comes out from Aqua. And Hatsu Dora 3 for Slinky, and very bad news for Rachel.
Yeah, this is a very difficult situation now. So
actually, it could be bad for Aqua as well now.
Yeah, direct hit, Mangal direct hit on 4th to 2nd there. Now makes this a easy play for 2nd for Slinky if they got the hand for it, and it appears like they might. We have Adora, we have nice shapes. Hand's fairly fast. On the other hand, Aqua's hand as well has some nice shapes as well, if we can draw the right tiles around the awkward ones. SPT's hand is a bit slow here. Might just end up just playing efficiency and falling into a Cheeto again, perhaps already got 3 pairs. Rachel though, to try and catch up, needs 7,000 points. This hand doesn't really have to punch to do that.
Yeah, it's one of those like, I was gonna say like Riichi sumo pin food. Oh no, it's not even Dora, yeah, because Slinky would pay the healer penalty.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely does still need some help. Slinky, meanwhile, did draw another Dora, so he take her chance here, but also Ishan 10.
Yeah, Slinky's hand started very nicely here, but waiting on this Kanchan 2-pin might be a bit awkward. Only one of those left in the wall at this stage.
SPT declining the Chitoi Tushanten. Probably wanted to look more towards Sanshoku or just Pinfu.
Nice easy Dharma pin through there in the Hanchan would be very nice.
That does pair up the Anchor of the Ton now, so.
Yes.
Speaking of Anchor, Pei gets anchored up by Rachel. I'm not sure if she's even happy about that, just moving towards a Riichi Nomi hand.
She finds a Forso. No, it's still not enough, is it really?
Yeah, it could be San Anchor.
Could be San Anchor, but you still
San
have
Anchor would be enough.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good pickup.
Don't think this is something you can't accept that as Slinky.
Oh my god, SBT just drew the 3-pin and the 2-mon for Tenpai, winning on the 1-forcer. Sanshoku or E-Picker with a Dora.
Very nice weight here for SPT. 4 left in the wall. No, 3 left in the wall. No, 2 left in the wall.
2 left in the wall, yeah.
Completely bind to the one says in the bond.
I think he offered a 2-mon, but I don't think there's anything he can do with it.
You can go. No, I wasn't saying you can go Toy, but that's a cheat, not a pawn. So, yeah, this is looking very dire for Slinky.
Rachel's actually Ishan 10 with Suak.
Yeah, no, I know. Just Rachel not going down without a fight.
1-forcer, Aka 5-sir, and a 4-mon. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty doomed. Oh, goes with the 4-pin, safe. Quite surprised there, actually.
It's a nice
fight.
fight.
Now it's a 6-1 draw.
Yeah, well.
It's like the Mahjong gods just doomed him to deal in. Gifu Sanshoku Dora is 8,000. I guess luckily does not drop below Rachel, but unfortunately drops below Slinky.
Slinky, yeah. So Slinky managing to pull a second there in the last dealership. SPT with the win, though, 61,000 points. Very nice win for SPT, who has already snuck in here for their interview.
I'm here. I'm alive.
Hello, well done.
It was a good game. Thank you.
Yeah, no, well played.
Any initial thoughts?
I don't know. I was actually I snuck in a little bit early and thought about it. It's just I don't know if there's all too much to talk about. I think the game kind of played itself. There was realistically one decision point, I think.
Which one are you?
And the rest of it. It was East 3.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was my dealership. It was the Honitsu push. Where, like, you know, most players you present this to will say, yeah, this is clearly Honitsu. And for once it helps that the Honitsu suit happens to also be the Dora suit.
Yep.
It did obviously get a little bit dicey halfway through the hand. I think there was a reach from my Shimucha, and then Rachel to my left had also pawned Sunman and Haku, so it was also looking pretty spicy there. And I think the West Kun gave me another draw, which is like, yeah, I get to draw more tiles in my really difficult to complete hand, but I think having flipped up the free so made it quite difficult to convert on this hand. I haven't actually had a look at the replay, but whatever Rachel had, it must have been big regardless as well, because she unfortunately had just chucked the Sunzel straight in. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so
it was obviously Toy with
Yeah.
Tiyaku High.
Yeah, so yeah, she had her own Mungun to push, and obviously in her situation, she goes like north, and what do you fold with afterwards? And it's not like the north is even safe against my hand. You know, it could be waiting on like, yeah. So like this was probably the turning point of the game. You know, winning this hand made it so that I could play the game pretty freely. I think in you know, East 4, I could just fold, not have to think about the hand too hard. South 1, I could go for the easiest, like, shard ucker of your life and just pass, like, pass someone's dealership. And then in South 3, just smacking someone, I think it was unfortunately Rachel again with, yeah.
The Dharma.
Tanyao Sanshoku Dora too, was a little nasty. The hand itself was actually, it turned out a little bit more awkward than I expected it to be. Because if you show the beginning of the hand rather, please, Reggie.
Yep.
You look at this and you instantly think, okay, I'm going for some sort of like 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku, but the way the hand draws, you're also not guaranteed the 6, 7, 8 Sanshoku. Most, you know, you ask some players and they might be like, yeah, I want to cut the 1 free so here and try to make my hand like Tanya with a better weight. But you could also just cut 2 pin, rip a 2 so off the top, and then like no betan on a 5-8 man or 5-8 pin. And then in that situation, you end up on like, you know, Rich Dora or like Rich Dora instead of, you know, Rich Sunshoku of some sort. So I'm glad the hand turned out to be Sunshoku rather than just some random ass Reach Dora hand.
Yeah,
and obviously, yeah.
Go on.
Oh, I was about to say, obviously, it drew fairly well to even get there to begin with, because I think I drew like 2 5-0s, one of which being the Yucca, and then like a 5 pin, and then, yeah, like everything kind of just fell into place.
Yeah. No. Yeah,
I actually did have some other questions for you for some of the other hands. If we go back to East to...
Sure.
Yeah.
Which one?
Was
I
it?
think.
Yep.
Oh, was that the one where I dealt in on the Haku?
No. So just roll it a bit till like 10-5, 10-5, 6.
Oh, this was what you brought during the stream.
Yeah. Yeah. So here you had the 6-man draw and you cut the 9, so...
Yeah, so I wasn't actually sure where this hand was going. In game I had missed the fact that Rachel had gone Pon Haku after going like 1 pin 9 pin 2 man. So I wasn't even thinking about the possibility that she could be on some weird Honetsu hand here. I wanted to cut 1 3 man. 1 2 man.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about something else and I kind of tunneled on the fact that I've got these like 2 pairs that I don't want to. I didn't want to end up on like an 8-man weight. An 8 so weight. So I just cut the 9 so here, but like looking at it now, it's probably quite clear that it's just the easy 1-2 man, and then you can play the rest of the hand by your feel.
Right, okay. Yeah, because 1-2 man would be like the most efficient, keeping 2 pairs with the
definitely
5 blocks. I actually thought that you might have maybe thought that 3 man looked okay with like a 1 man from Toyman and a 2 man from Kamicha.
No, it was more. It was more. I wasn't paying the attention I should have because I was pretty tilted from the hand before, actually, where I had read correctly that Haku and Ton were quite dangerous, and I had cut the Ton
let's
anyway.
Go back to,
the Haku anyway.
East. Yeah, East 2-0. Yeah, we also mentioned out this on stream.
Yeah, so it was in this position. I was actually considering just north. Because I thought about it, it's just like, okay, so if I manage to clear Haku and I manage to clear Ton and both miraculously don't deal in, I'm still on like Rich Nomi. Or at maximum, I draw like a 4-man halfway through and go like, Rich Pinfu Ipeko, and still that's kind of like, is it worth shoving this Haku through? If I deal into the Haku here, it's like 2-9. If I give someone else a Haku, the hand is still awkward. My Shimocha is going for some like weird Honetsu line, probably with the 2 Sochi. And then same thing with the Ton. If I cut the Ton and I deal into Rachel, it's probably 7-7. And or like 5-8. And if I deal into if I give obviously my Shimocha the Ton, it's you deal with the exact same situation again. So I'm fairly certain in this situation I should have just gone like pay. But whatever.
Yeah, pretty fortuitous that it just ended up being 2,900. The bare minimum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like this is like it. I think it cost me a little bit more than 2,900. I feel like emotionally it cost me quite a bit.
Yeah.
The emotional damage.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like I had the exact read and I still dealt in anyway. Because I don't know if it showed on stream, but I think like I spent like 15 seconds on this line. And like basically it was just trying to convince myself to cut anything but Ton and Haku, because I was like, well, if I cut the Ton and it deals in, it's expensive, and I cut the Haku and it deals in, it's probably also expensive. So I'll just cut the Haku first, so if I deal in, it's cheaper.
Yeah, I can understand that line of reasoning, actually.
But yeah, considering my teams, I actually went into this game with like my team's placement consideration as well. So I definitely probably should have gone pay. And it's actually kind of awkward because in all last, I actually forgot to turn auto run off. Because I didn't want to hit my toy men for the Mungun.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Because that saved Tanyao Sensation an extra 10 points. Or 20, I think. Yeah. But you live and you learn. It was probably better if I take that run anyway. So
I think it's good to take the 8 points for yourself anyways. You never know what's going to happen with Tanyao Sensation specifically. But a few more other hands I just wanted to go through. Just each 3-1.
Was it each 3-1?
Yeah, each 3-1. Turn 4, I guess. Yeah, just roll it through.
Yeah,
just roll it through. Obviously, the Haku gets pawned by Rachel. She cuts a 7 so, which I noted that you didn't decide to cheat and take Tenpai.
Yeah. So the line I was kind of thinking about here is that like I don't want to have to like commit to fighting this. But if you look at my hand, there's not really anything to defend with anyway. So, in the moment, I was like, "Oh, that should have been a cheat," because then I just take Tenpai. But I passed it because I had tunnel visioned on the like going backwards in Shunten to chase at Tanyao Sunshoku.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to like I didn't feel that 1900 during my dealership would have been all too valuable, and as long as I don't deal into this Hakudora free, it's chill.
Yeah, and I guess we saw later on she cheated one more time, I think, or pawn one more time, and then you drew a 6-man and you didn't even cheat. You just drew a 6-man and didn't want to cut it.
I drew dodgy tile, and like the 8-man had come out as well, so it's just like I don't know, my reads aren't like accurate at this point in time, but it's kind of like, well, it's late in the hand, there's nothing around 6-man, there's no reason to cut this now. My hand's not going anywhere as well, and at this point if I draw a 5 so the hand's awkward, if I draw a 7 so the hand's awkward, if I draw a 3 so the hand's still awkward, because I didn't want to fight this Hakudora free with a random Kanchan weight this late in the hand. And it obviously helps that Shimocha had reach, so it was nice and easy. Okay, now I just get the fuck out.
That makes sense. That sounds good. But otherwise, I think like you said at the start, winning that 12k just really set the tone for the remainder of the Hanchan and how you were able to play through it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's just unfortunately like due to the nature of how Mahjong kind of works. is that like if you win one big hand in the early game, the rest of your game is really easy. Unless someone sumos like a random dealer Hanuman out of nowhere, and in that case the game gets a little bit interesting. But you win a dealer Mungun, East free, you don't have to make all these difficult decisions anymore, I feel.
Yeah.
And that's that kind of made it a lot easier to play later on, because then it's just like, well, I don't have to think about defusing this Hakudora free. I don't have to think about doing XYZ. I can like play a little bit around with more time sensitive hands to go for these to extend my lead rather than just trying to shut things down.
Yeah. No, totally understandable. Yeah.
Well, yeah, very good game. You'll have one more game coming up.
I do.
Afterwards. So good luck with that one.
Thank you.
Alright, have a good night.
Alright, bye-bye. I'm out.
See ya. Alrighty, so thank you SBT for that. Does appear that we still have one more game going on. Right?
I might have missed, but I'll see.
There's no I
I believe so.
3 replays.
Yeah.
So we'll just quickly jump in here and see what's going on. But keep an eye on the time. We do have 8 minutes until the next set of games starting here. It is in
Southpaw.
Okay.
But the deal is Riichi.
The dealer has Riichi. The Sumagiri Riichi here by Clyde on a Riichi Pinfu, potentially Tanya Dora one.
Yep. Very nice 6/9 man weight, 4 left in the wall, 3 of which would be the 6 man for that Tanya.
Yeah, and we do see Clyde does have stuff to play for here. Cecilia does have a nice lead here, but does find the 6 man. So Riichi Suma Pinfu Tanya Dora 1. 1 Ura would be Hanuman, and
That immediately closes the 20k gap, shooting her 5k ahead of Cecilia.
Yeah, very nice find for Clyde. The Gyakuten hand delivers.
It's the battle for first and the battle for third or fourth, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah, third and fourth here are, what is this? It's 1,600 points away, so both of them have incentive to try and win this hand, even if it's for a cheap amount of points. Cecilia now will be looking to regain her first place with a Honitsu hand here. Clyde able to open with the south, but Cecilia has free Dora. So looking here specifically where we're at, Clyde is Ishan 10, Futures is Tenpai on the, oh man, this
4-7.
The 4, is it just 4-7?
It's just 4-7.
Oh no, okay, yeah, 2 5s, 2 5s. I thought it was the 5-sided one that I can never remember.
Yeah, 4-7 pin for Tanya Dora 2.
Yep.
Oh, Tenpai for Beetlejuice. Should just reach here, I think.
Yeah, I think you have to reach this. It's kind of scary because it drops you down an extra 1,000 points. But you would
still be ahead of Futures, so like if Cecilia sumos, you're not worried about anything.
Like I think you know that if Futures is opening here on an 8, so it's not gonna be for Tanya Nomi. So you just wanna, like, you already know you're at risk of dropping 4th now if Futures wins this hand. Foreman is not able to be taken. And Beetlejuice does throw over 9 man here. Does deal in to this non-only hand from Clyde. was able to get the Tenpai to also discard to go.
Boom.
And we go again. Clyde able to open quickly here with a Hatsupon. Just looking to make a bit more of a gap between himself and Cecilia. Future's able to open with a Chunpon. Now only 200 points ahead of Beetlejuice.
Boom.
So I should say specifically now 200 points ahead of Beetlejuice, rather than being 1600 behind. Ishan 10, ready for a Chun only hand. Cecilia also Ishan 10. Is his hand good enough to overtake it? Don't think so. Riichi Dora 1 at best at the moment. It's Clyde now with 2 calls is Ishan 10 as well. And we'll take this 1 pin to be Tenpai waiting on the 7 ones, of which there is 2 left in the wall. And Tenpai for futures, which weight do you go with? Do you go with the Shanpon, 1 7-man, or do you go with the Hanchans 6-man weight? Chooses to go with the Shanpon. And is rewarded. Chun only closes out the Hanchan for a 3rd. Beetlejuice dropping to 4th, or remaining in 4th, I guess. But Cecilia 2nd, Clyde 1st. And with that, we bring an end to the first set of Hanchans here. If I bring up the schedule so we can see the other 2 games we didn't see. We can see here that in table 2, it was a win from Kohaku Rangers, 2nd from Ichi Fingers, 3rd from Chitoitsu, and 4th from Janken Ron. And in table 3, a 1st from Tanya Sensation, a 2nd from Pinfu Powers, a 3rd from Runs of Anarchy, and a 4th from Heroes and Double Reach. So that will quickly bring our overall team standings to be looking like this. We see Kohaku Rangers and Tanya Sensation still having a bit of a gap down to 2nd place. Foggies with SBT with his win, closing the gap a little bit to Tanya Sensation, since it was a bigger win overall. And the Darkness Wanderers closing out the top 4. With that, we'll take a quick 5-minute break to get everything updated on our end, stretch our legs and rest our voices, and we'll be back with the 2nd Hanchan, which again will be on table 1. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you then. Alrighty, we are back. I hope everyone had a nice quick break. We'll be starting here with our Hanchan very shortly. Unfortunately, since we do have a missing player on the other table, she has had to leave to handle that. So he'll be playing his Hanchan here. So good luck to Cheese. Which means you'll be left with me and my much less analytic-based commentary, unfortunately. I'm just a humble free Dan, unfortunately. But we'll be underway here shortly. We'll be sitting in with Aqua in the East dealer seat, followed by Havra in the South Futures opposite in the West, and a sit in the North. So we have Aqua once again here, hoping to redeem themselves after last Hanchan. This will be, again, that was the first game they played this league, so a nice first here for Aqua. Can already just completely put them back onto the positive score, and we don't have to think about that last game. So we are underway here. And Aqua's starting hand here at a first glance looks quite nice. We have 4 pairs, but we have, we have a ramen shape in the 4-5 Sozu. We have a completed Pinzu shape already. It's looking not too bad at all. To our right, Havra has a pair of the Easts, as well as an Akadora, 2 Akadora in fact. This hand can quickly be opened to cash in these Dora. We might see that if that once they're given the opportunity. They have thrown the Haku, which has been quickly snapped a bit by Futures. 2 Dora of their own, but the One-So is isolated at this stage. We did see the 4-So come out early. But I think based on just the shapes of this hand, we'll see the One-So come out before too long. 7-pin comes now. Since it's just completely floating, other things can be connected to, so that makes sense. To our left, a set for Riichi Fingers has an okay starting hand of their own. Does have the potential to catch up to either Futures or Aqua here, whose hand hasn't managed to progress really as of yet. Just really this Sozu shape is the biggest question mark in the hand here for a set. Be a matter of, you can maybe open this hand to speed it up. If you can, find something to work around this 1 pin in the Pinzu, which is currently being used. Potentially. And that's how things stand. So we do see Futures managing to pair up the One-So. So that is 10 pi for a Mangon here for Future. Haku Dora free, waiting on the 5-8-So, which is free left in the wall. So quite a nice starting hand for Futures, able to really get the best of everything with the hand, able to keep the Akadora, and able to keep the One-So, which is what you want. Which is what you want when you have these bit hard to use styles. Here comes a 5-set for Aqua, not wanting to throw the live tune, does instead deal into this Mangan, and does end the dealership. So not the greatest start here for Aqua, unfortunately. But we'll have the chance to make up for it. This is a Hanchan after all. So we go to East 2. Havra's first dealership here. Again, the starting hand is pretty good. This Soju shape is very nice to work with. The Pinzu's got potential. The Manzu's already completed. This is lacking a bit in value, but Riichi Pinfu, not too bad. He pins great. This is now Ishan 10. No, actually, no, it's Tenpai, of course. 4, again, this Riichi pin through hand, waiting on the 5-8-So, which at this stage is already only 3 left in the wall, unfortunately. Across the table, Futures with an Akadora. An Akadora acceptance is obviously a bit off the pace here. To our left, a set hand is a travesty. The Spinzu's nice, but nothing else really going for it. Having to clear away these edge and terminal tiles. And honor tiles. And Aqua's starting hand as well. Didn't have a lot going for it. Does have a Dora already incorporated. Waiting on the 1 or 4-So, but 4 pairs. You know, bit awkward at this stage. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge for the table to see who is able to work around the Riichi while progressing the hand, or just giving up entirely. As it is with his early Riichi, it's not a lot to go off. Havra, unfortunately, has managed to throw 3 consecutive 4 tiles in a row, which does help a little bit with clearing a little bit of Suji for the other players. But yeah, Aqua drawing a 5-star here, Ishanten for Chitoitsu. No, sorry, Tenpai. No, Ishanten for Chitoitsu. Unfortunately, there's a chance you end up throwing the 5-star, especially now with that 9-star. Like if you pair up the Dora here, you pretty much always throw the 5-star, waiting on the 9. So for your last Chitoitsu tile, and it will spell death. 2 left in the wall now for Havra to draw. And yeah, we do see like Aset still hasn't even thrown a non-Nagashi tile. His hand has started very slowly. Futures as well. Has just been playing very disciplined. We sort of 3-pin, the 4-pin, the 1-pins, the 2-pins. There is the 8-so. Ichisumo, Pinfu. No Ura, so will remain 1 free ult. And takes us into East 2-1. Havra converting their first dealership. We'll look to continue at this stage. We have 2 Dora. We have nice Manzu tiles. This stage might end up on some form of Champagne weight, but obviously time will tell. Across the table, Futures hand here has potential. We've got maybe a 1-2-3 Sanshoku or something similar brewing. Depending on draws, might just end up being a regular hand as well. Just very easy to fall into, you know, it's a regular old Pinfu. A set to our left starts with a nice hand as well. We have a pair of Norths, which don't do much, but the rest of the shapes pretty good. Completed Manzu shape. We've got our pairs established with this found an Akadora. Always nice to have. We have Dora Acceptance with the 2-pin. And lastly, Aqua started with, I don't think it was it to start with the Anko Dahatsu? If not, drew it very early. But with 3 other Dora, his hand is already Mangan. Now finds a Haku to go with the hand. It's nice. The awkward thing is, it might be a bit tricky to use all your tiles. Like let's say you pawn the Haku here, you throw the 4, so you find a 3-pin, you pair up the 5-pin maybe. Like, it's possible, but you need everything to get perfect. And I mean, the last Haku could be dead walled. People aren't going to be very ready to throw 3-pins, especially not a set here who will very happily accept a 3-pin. Well, maybe not now. Having done a couple draws here and progressed the hand, is happy to not worry about waiting on the Dora to be drawn. Which is a good decision because we see they have already been drawn. There is the 3-pin. Now you're kicking yourself, but in hindsight, right call. So there is the 3-pin for Aqua, who does happily cheat. This is technically Ishanten for Aqua. Would lose obviously the acceptance of the 5-pin to take Tenpai at this stage. Does throw the 5-pin now. It is passed here by Havra, who can't really make use of it since they are hoping to keep the 1-pins as a pair here. No, the 5-pin. The North was completely live, which is, I guess, a little bit spooky. But I would have just thrown the North. We do see Tenpai here for Havra, who does manage to convert this hand into a Riichi Pinfu Dora 2. And a set also finding Tenpai for Riichi Dora 1, waiting on the 1-so 6-so Shabo. So we have 2 players waiting on the 6-so here. So we have Atama Hane potentials. Never mind, it is over. Riichi Ipats Sumo Sananko as well, and Akadora missed the Sananko completely. Too busy considering the weights. Haneman Sumo for a set. can never remember how to spell a Svet's hand name. Hanuman Sumo. Sorry, I'm taking my notes more thoroughly since I'm the only one here. Hanuma Sumo, you love to see that as a set. You hate to see that as Havre losing their dealership and having to pay the extra 3,000 points. Does take us now to East 3. Future's starting hand here could be better. Nothing really going for them right now. We'll have to have some nice draws like this. Friso is a great start, filling in a Benchon. To our left, a set. This hand is also very nice once again. We already have 2 completed shapes. We have our pair, we have Dora Acceptance if we find that. Hand's gonna play itself, the 1/2 mons will come before too long. Unless you happen to draw a 3 mon very soon. In front of us, Aqua, the pair of the Easts. Also has Dora Acceptance to go with that. There's a potential for a 789 Sanshoku if everything goes right. We already have the Manzu, the Pinzu's basically there. We'd have to find all the right Sozu does, obviously. And lastly, Havra to my right. Hand has potential here for Havra too, with the right sort of draws. Again, pretty much forced to stay closed with the 1-so pairs. You can cut those away though. Cheat a 4-pin, cut the 1 Matsos, and you could find yourself having a nice Tanya Dora 2 hand here, potentially. Well, not anymore, with the 8-so cut. No, that's not true. You can still use the 5, 6, 7 so shape here, so still fine. Alright, so the 8-sos hunkered up for Aqua. Havra does find the Dora here. 2 Shantan, I think. My weight reading is really bad. No, is it? Yeah, no, it is 2 Shantan. You don't need to read rates when I play. I just play by feel. Yeah. So we have some nice hands brewing here. Aqua, Shantan technically, but I think you'd like to make use of the East just to get a little bit more value out of the hand. I think they did pass up the first East there by a set that I did not catch. But that's Tempai now for a set. Speaking of, does Riichi, waiting on the free 6 mon for Riichi only. 4 left in the wall, which is not too bad at all. We do see the 2 mon, 1 mon consecutive cuts. Makes 3 mon maybe a little bit more appealing. We'll have to see if, someone like Havre here is tempted by that at some point. Do see the double 1-so cut. Seiya Genbutsu. And now the Haku is also cleared, just in case you're concerned about that. By Aqua, who now draws a Dora and cuts away the Easts. Another 3 mon goes into Havre's hand. So 3 left in the wall now. Still pretty good odds here. Sorry, no, it's not. No, it is 3 left. It is 3 left. And a Chi-10 here by Futures, waiting on the 6-so with no Yaku. 6-sos are all already drawn, so there's no Haite potential, but there's always a Hote chance. Especially with that 6-so Genbutsu sitting in a set's pond. Another winning tile is drawn by Aqua, who is pretty much committed to a fold at this point. There is a 6-so, but it's early and cannot be won with. Futures does take it. It takes a different Tempai, now waiting on the 8 pins, which are also dead. And no Hote chance here, since the only 2 that are left are in a set's hand. importantly, I think that did shift the Haite draw, but I'm pretty bad at counting that as well. I'm bad at everything to do with this game. All I do is commentate now. We go to Rikoku. With futures and a set saying 10 pipe means that we do have a repeat. And we go once more around the table here. Futures starting hand here. Again, this has some potential. We have a couple Manzu tiles and nothing else really going right now. Maybe it also said there was maybe a very distant Sanshoku chance, but that is cut away. So we'll just be playing this hand max efficiency and fun looks of things for futures. Maybe hoping to pick up a Yaku high pair. Speaking of Yaku high pairs, Havra has a pair of Haku. Pair of Wests as well, but they didn't do anything. The hand is very quick for Havra. If you're able to find the tiles you need, you can get a quite quick tempo here with Adora Acceptance. You can even maybe shift to Honitsu if you really, really want to. Speaking of quick hands here, Aqua as well is Ishanten already. Hard to keep up with everybody's starting hands when you're on your own. We see an upgrade that's even better for Aqua. Does slim down the scissor shape since that was pretty much extra anyway. A set did open up with a 2-pin Chi. Probably just a 10 pipe play here for a set. Yeah. It's only a 10 pipe Tanyao play. Since the hand itself wasn't going to get much better and it was quite slow. We do see 10 by now, 5-8 so for a set, and we see a Riichi by futures waiting on a 7-pin east, which is 1 east left in the wall for futures and 4 left in the wall for a set. Futures obviously, if they're able to find the east, would be a nice Riichi double east. Dora 1. Oh, no worries at all, otherwise. Don't worry about it. I appreciate it. Yeah, and we do see... I didn't see which it was. I think it was east by the looks of things. Crap. Yeah, no, that has to have been the east. So yeah. A conversion there for futures with the run on Aqua. For double Tondora 1. Oh, no, was 7p? Oh, okay. Never mind. Don't mind me. Oh, Jesus. Alrighty. So, we go into another dealer repeat here for futures. Basically tied on points now with a set after a set's Hanuman Sumo in Isu. This starting hand is alright, it's workable. It's a bit slow for now, but the potential's there for later. A set starting hand has a Dora, a West pair, but not a lot else going on. Needs to fill a Kanchan or Penchan, you know, depending what they manage to find first. Speaking of West pairs, Aqua in front of us here, who does able to pawn the East, could pawn the Wests if they're cut away by a set at some point, which I imagine you might see eventually, if you don't want to wait on, you know, some sort of Shabo non-Tanya wait. We'll have to see exactly what they draw. So that would be quite nice for Aqua. To my right, Havra as well is quite fast with already 2 completed Ryamans. We have a pair, we have a Ryaman wait in the 1-2 so's there. Quite nice overall. That's gonna be the 5-man. I don't know if I would personally get the Penchan over the hanging 5-man, but I mean that's more of a personal preference. Futures as well, this hand, after cutting away all those slow tiles, is coming together to something here. We have 2 Aqua Dora. We still have Dora Acceptance available. And we're not going to slim down the hand by cutting away the extra one so pairs. So we can open up the hand, except Tanyao, and hopefully convert this nice looking hand.
Boom.
At the minimum, Tanya Dora 2, and with the open, yes, we will be seeing something like that. Potentially Tanya Dora 3, if everything goes as well as it can. And now 10 by for Aqua, waiting on the 7 so Wests, which are dead in the wall. And the longer it goes on, the more danger a set will be in if they hadn't managed to cut away the 1 pins here. Which was a good call because they are dead on the board. So you're never going to win with the 1 pins. So yeah, I like this a lot. And you've kept Dora, obviously, hoping to connect to it. Southwind is safe for a Oikake Riichi tile if you want to do that route. No, sorry, no, there's no Riichi in this hand. Only calls. There is Tenpai. So we do take the Tenpai, waiting on the Kanchan 8 so with no Yaku at this stage. Obviously, a set does have this 6, 7, 8 Shanshoku. The 9 so does not fit into that. But as the hand goes on, we'll see how they choose to play it. Yeah, they do go back in Shantan here, not wanting to cut the 4 so at this stage. That is Tenpai again. There is the West though. Does deal in 2 Aqua's Mangan here. And does end Future's dealership, knocks a set down a little bit, and brings Aqua a little bit more back into the match. And we do see us go to East 4. A set's starting dealership here. This is a very nice 7-man find. With that, I was going to say the hand's kind of awkward, but not too bad. Waiting on the 7-man and then immediately manages to sumo it here. So this hand is a very nice. Aqua though, I did see a lot of Mansu tiles and a lot of Yakuhai tiles. Is full steam ahead to this Honitsu. The Mansu shape is quite nice. Just hoping to find tiles to go with these Yakuhai tiles in hand. Havra and Futures both have a solitary Dora tile. The Southwind Neva can use it as a Yakuhai, so would be hoping to find a pair. Especially Havra here. The hand is pretty much good to go. There we go. There is the pair of Souths. Does cut away the 5 so, which was extra. An extra pair. Confirming the Ryaman shape. Opposite me, Futures here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs Chitoi Ishanten. Will we see the ever-present Chitoi Dora Tanki weight? I think there's a decent chance. A set finding a 2-man fills in now the 1, 2, 3 shape. Can consider an Itsu. Holds on to the extra 1-man for now. Doesn't have to commit. It would be awkward. Obviously leaves you without a head and you're still waiting on a 5-man. There is Tenpai for Futures. Finds an arc of 5-man. This could be a very spicy hand here. So it does Dama. This hand as it is Chitoi Dora free, and it is immediately rewarded with the direct hit Mangan on a set. And does end the dealership of a set there, unfortunately, and takes us to South 1. So Aqua now finding himself in 4th with a bit of work to do. Does open up here with a pair of Hatsu tiles and a Dora Dragon tile. His hand has potential to be worth a bit, but we'll be reliant on finding the Dora, which, as we see, is already also held by Havra and Aset. Aset's hand is quite fast, so if they get to Tenpai soon, they will drop it. If Aqua's able to find a second one before that point, they'll be able to benefit. It could also open a way just to discard it, depending on how quick you want to play this hand. But I think as Aqua, you really want to go for the points, so I would not be too surprised to see them hold on to it. Or even end up, reaching on a Tanki weight, something like that. But yeah, looking at the rest of his hands, not going to be afforded the chance to wait for too long. Havra's already 2 Shantan.
Boom.
Nahatsu's offered here for Aqua. Taken, and yeah, holds onto the door for now. Futures across the table as well. His hand is quite fast. Cuts away the Penchan to take a Kanchan weight instead. Obviously not really much of a weight upgrade, but not needed at the same time. Does allow them to shift to a Danya as well, if they're able to discard the 9 pin and the 1 pin for a nice value increase. Alright, so there goes a set Dora, which was cleared earlier by Aqua, who now has taken Tenpai on the 8-man 8 pin, which is still 3 left on the wall actually, which is not bad at all for a Hatsu only. We see Havra has picked up a couple of 4 pins here. That's a very nice Pinzu looking shape. And Tenpai for futures, waiting on the 2 pin with Nayaku at this stage. 2 pins left in the wall currently. Can obviously sumo for a sumo Nomi.
Sumo.
And does so. Not often you see the old sumo Nomi. Never a great feeling. If they just Riichi'd on that last turn, provided it wasn't interrupted, that's a Riichi Fatsumo with chances at Ura. But we take wins where we can take wins. We do end the dealership of Aqua, who was in 4th. We scoop a little bit more points, which is always nice. And we go to Havra's next dealership with a pair of Easts opens here. Hand is not bad at all. Waiting on really the 7 so to bring everything together. For a potentially quick Tenpai here. Quick Tenpais by a couple people on the table really. Future's hand here has a bit of a bite to it. We have a Nakadora and a Dora already within a set Ryanman block. And we've got the 1, 2, 3 pins. We've got the 3, 4, 5 so it's very nice. A set to the left as well. If they're able to find the 5-man, the hand just comes together immediately. Or they can cut away the shape right now, since everything else is pretty much good to go. We do see the 4-man. Aqua's hand, unfortunately, a bit slower compared to the rest of the tables, which when they really need some sort of speed here. Very unfortunate. But let's have Dora acceptance if they're able to find that. Havra able to open with the East. Still waiting on the 7 so Penchan, unfortunately. Having cut away a lot of Manzu tiles, Sumagiri here. Unfortunate, but I don't disagree with the play as much. I think it's fine to have made the decision you made. You sort of gotta pick your poison sometimes. But obviously has slowed down the hand a fair bit here. Futures now Ishantan, and with that Chi, a set is Tenpai on a 3-pin 6-pin weight for Sanshoku. Can win on Eva. And there is the 6-pin. For Sanshoku Nomi. Does end the dealership of Havra. and opens up the gap a little bit between those two players, Set and Havra. And speaking of Havra, starts here with 3 Dora, including the pair of red dragons, 1 each in Futures and Set's hand. Futures last dealership here with the provisional lead. The gap's pretty good, but as we saw last Hanchan, all it takes is, you know, a set here to pull off some sort of Mangan or Haneman Sumo, and that can very rapidly close or even be overtaken. So you want to try and win a little bit more points here as Futures, I think. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them hold on to the Chun as long as they can to try and pair it up. A set as well now would like to try and close the gap to the leader going into their last dealership, give themselves a bit of an easier chance to make the gap here. Might hold on to the Shun for a while as well. The last thing you also want to do is speed anyone else up and bring them back into the Hanchan. Only 5,000 points separate second to fourth. 6,000, sorry. Math is hard. 7,000 even. So yeah, you don't want to bring anyone else back into it. So depending on how the hand progresses for the players, you can see them maybe hold on to these Doras to the end of the hand and just take no tens or tenpais if they're able to, you know, wait on a Tonki wait or something like that. Not unusual to have happen. So, as things stand right now, Aqua Ishanten. No, that is a lie. Don't listen to me at all. I don't know how to read hands. No, it is Ishanten. I do know how to read hands. I believe in myself. With an Arkadora, but would need to Riichi to get any sort of value out of the hand. Freeman would be an amazing draw. Are they even alive? No, they are all in hands. Good chi, but I don't think a set's ever breaking this 3-man 4-man shape. Alright, we did see a set throw their Chun, which was happily taken by Havra. Havra now also Ishanten, yes. With double Kanchan, unfortunately for them. And now a set also Ishanten for what will probably end up being some sort of Riichi Pinfu, maybe Sanshoku hand here. Be a nice hand for a set. This is sort of the value I was talking about, where you want to try and lend the dealership and close the gap of future. So potential here. Futures as well, Ishanten at this stage, but might get some sort of a bit of an awkward Ishanten, depending on how they draw or how they decide to open. Like, this is Tenpai on a 4-pin, a 5-pin wait, and yeah, chooses to not take it, so which makes a lot of sense. It's not a great wait, and you're putting yourself at risk to Havra, who is already showing Mangan, so best to play it a bit safer if you want to reach your hand. Preferably something with a little more winning potential. As we can see from our point of view as well, the 4-pins and 5-pins are both dead in hands to a set here and Aqua. So heads up play, love to see that. And the hand comes down now to the last 10 tiles in wall. Futures just, I think, completely folding at this stage. Just playing safely. Not wanting to risk the point lead they have going into South 4 makes perfect sense. That is 10 pi for a set waiting on 2 5-mans, which are left in the wall. It is still Sanshoku. 3 Sanshoku Tanyao. Not too bad at all, really, if you're able to pull it off. But that was their last straw. No 5-man to be had. And yes, Tenpai only for a set here. Does pull 3,000 points, which is nice. Does take us into or last a set just under 20,000 points behind first. 5,000 points ahead of third, who is just under 6,000 points ahead of fourth. So we have everyone to play for in this hand. Except for Futures, who just wants to end things as quick as possible. Does open with a pair of Norvs and 2 Dora. Would be a nice cap to the Hanchan for them. If they're able to, you know, pawn away the Norvs and just bring a close to it all. And the hand's very quick. Very quick indeed. A set, however, on their last dealership, this hand has potential as well. An extra pair right now on the 1 pins, but can work with what they have. You're even just really happy to Riichi that, I think. You just want to value speed. You don't want Futures to have some sort of quick hand to convert, which they do have. You want to put pressure on. They're happy to just fold away their hand, really, and play for time. They've got the point gap at this stage, for this hand at least, but one big win, and obviously all that can change. Yeah, so it cuts away the 9 mans here to give themselves a bit more options moving forward. So Aqua as well, managing to complete a Ryaman shape here, does cut away the pair of Hatsu, which were 1 cut, refused last turn to pawn, since it does limit the value of the hand to basically 1,000 points. And lastly, Havre to the right. This hand is very slow. Needs 5,000 points here to overtake second. 5.6k. So we'll have to work this hand into something that can get that. Hasn't managed to get that yet. Futures drew a third Tuso Dora. Pairs up the 3 pins is Ishanten. And a set drew a Tuso at some point, just throws it here. Can't make use of it really. It'll slow down the hand too much. You don't have the time to do that. As Futures has been cutting some very suspicious looking tiles. We saw a very early 606 pin. We've seen a 5-man. Like, you know they're not too far off. In fact, here they are 10 pi. Choosing to Dharma, waiting on the north 3 pin. Shabo Norths are still alive. 3 pins, 1 left in the wall. Have to imagine at this point in the Hanchan, people will be happy to cut a north if they get it, because everyone's looking to win the hand. And we do see a Riichi, technically Sumigiri, but obviously only from our point of view. Havre drew an Aka 5-pin, which gives a much needed value to the hand. We have this Tanyao possibility here, but needs a couple tiles. Is he Shanten? No, yes, is he Shanten? But we'd be left with a Kanchan either way. And I mean, I would not fault them for throwing a north tile here. I think the only thing that might save them is the fact that it is Futures Riichi. So you might suspect a north a little bit more. So we see the second one get drawn immediately by a set, who dropped the 1 pin last turn and continues to drop 1 pins. Yeah, I think... No, the north does come out after the 5 pins drawn here. We'll deal in to this Riichi Fedora 3 for Futures. Not on. Sorry, taking my notes. Brings an end to our Hanchan here. So with that deal in, Havre does drop to 4th, Aqua takes a 3rd, a set takes 2nd, and Futures with the win. Very well done to them. I think we are currently admin list, so I can't get anyone in for an interview, unfortunately. So we will just quickly go into one of the other games. Well, Cheese is in. Let's have a look at what Cheese is doing then, huh? Cheese subbing here for... I need to double check. I believe it was for... Sentry. Yeah, so Cheese subbing in for a Luxshitter's player here. We do see this game in East 4. With Chiral for let me bring up the Jankan Pom, I think. Yes. No. Jankan Run for Chiral. Here, Olive G is representing Machi Machi Club, and Cyber 77 obviously for Tanya Sensation, a frequent appearance here in the ARMA League. So as things sit in this hand, we do see a pause here in the Tuso for Cyber, who chooses to pass. Cheese, opposite with 2 pawns here, is going for a Honetsu, with the North being their wind, holding on to the Chun, as Cheese is wont to do. Lastly, Chiral, as the dealer here, is already 10 pi. Waiting on, technically it's on Mahjong 147 shape, but since this is Tanyao, we'll need to find specifically the 47 In fact, the Furiton I just noticed with the 1 man in the discards. So needing to sumo a 4/7 let's have a quick stock at the chances of that. 2 left in the wall, not terrible. That would just be Riichi Aka 1, which is perfectly fine. Elsewise, yeah, Cyber's hand here is a little awkward. 6-0's a nice pickup here, but we have a couple extra pairs. Let's cut away the 9-man. I think I would have cut the 8-man, but I mean, I'm not playing. We do see a sumo here from Chiral. Does convert the Tanya Aka 1 for a tidy 1.1k all. Does retain the dealership and does get to go again. Corral opening up with this hand here. We have an Anka of 5 so's. 2 extra pairs otherwise. Hands playable, but not immediately fast or expensive. Olive with a pair of East Winds. With 2 completed shapes otherwise. Well, 2 pairs and a completed realm, does pawn the East when offered. To the right, Cyber's hand here has 4 Dora, but everything else is a travesty. Cuts the Hatsu, immediately draws another one, cuts the South Wind. Hopefully they're able to connect up these tiles and make something of this hand. It would be quite nice to convert for Tanya Sensation. Lastly, Cheese opposite. This hand is quite good too for Cheese. Freezer draw would be amazing. Would be actually 10 by. So already Ishanten cuts away 2 Chuns, the Heretic. Oh yeah, 2 so, 1 so. That makes a lot of sense, honestly. After drawing the Dora here, making use of that is always nice. And yeah, Olive Tempai already. Waiting on the 1 pin, a 4 pin. Unfortunate wait since it is Suji to itself. But is still 3 left of the wall, which is not bad for East only. But we have Khan potential. Cyber opens up with the 6 so is gonna push for a Tanya, which I can definitely understand with this hand. That is a nice 4 so fine for Chiral. Still got these extra pairs, which is a bit unfortunate. 7-1 offered. I don't think you ever need to take this as Cyber. Cyber does take it. I think you always got the rest away regardless. I don't feel like that did anything for the hand. I could be wrong. Yeah, analytics is not my strong suit by any stretch of the means. That's why I bring in the smart people like Cheese and Jay. Alrighty, so a 5-pin draw for Corral now manages to make another Rianman here. Ishan 10. But Cheese draws the 1 pin, was doomed no matter what decision he made to deal in there. Unless they managed to fold entirely. Does deal into the East Ending from Olive, but ends the dealership of Corral. Takes this game into South 1. Olive, on 23,000 points, will be, like always, seeking to rein in the person who managed to pull away in East Round. We seem to be seeing that a lot this season. People just able to take an early win and run away with it, basically. Or at least, you know, for the short time. Anyhow, to focus on the hand in question, Cyber opens up with a Hatsu Pon. They do have an Akadora. All the Haku Doras, however, are still in the wall at this stage. So nobody can make use of them immediately. No obvious Honitsus. Cyber's hand could end up a Honitsu. But most likely you're just gonna full speed ahead this hand. We have double south, we have Hatsu, we have an Akadora. Just convert it. No need to get too greedy. Cut away the 2 1-pin Penchan shape. Is now Ishanten with double Riaman, double Riaman. Don't know why I said double Riaman twice, and it would make it a quadruple Riaman. Just cut away the 1 pin here, I think. Yep. So, Cheese's hand opposite. We have a pair of norths and a pair of wests, but I mean, this hand is workable, but we've got 2 Hanchans. We've got 3 Hanchans, actually. So you get your pick of Hanchan to feel, but the value's not quite there. Especially with Cyber already 2 calls on the table. You see Hatsu, you see double south, you know. The hand's got at least some bite to it. Cyber already 10 pine out. Managed to pick up a Sanmenchan weight, which is very nice. 147 so for a Mangan. Yeah, I mean, it has to be Mangan. I should have paid more attention to SPT's score streams and learn how to count score. I'm pretty sure that's enough food. Yep, we see the sumo. It is Mangan. And does end the dealership of Olive. And much needed 8,000 points for Cyber, who now essentially changes places with Olive. 25,000 points, just under 20k behind first. Starts his hand with... It's fine, it's workable. Again, there's just no value. If you want value, we need to look at Cheese's hand here, who is opened with a nice Honitsu-ish looking hand in the Dora suit, which is nice. But they do have this 5-6 pin shape. They've just drawn a 5 to go to 7 man. We'll have to see how much they value the speed over the value. Olive to in front of us is after 2 quick draws, Ishanten, and now Tenpai. Does Riichi it? So this is Riichi Dora 1 at this stage with the Takame on the Southwind, which is immediately picked up here by Cyber. So Olive looking to clap back, regain the points they lost on the dealer penalty there, 4,000 lost in the last hand. And as Kairal, you're very happy seeing this in some ways. You just want the people below you to just find it out and just keep converting these cheaper hands, and that way your lead's not challenged. We did see Cheese open on the Forcer. Does kind of in line so this is a commitment to Tanya, which again, yeah, you've got this this hand which had a lot of potential, but as soon as you see the Riichi, and it's just awkward. So goes for the speed. Makes a lot of sense. we see Cyber playing this hand very cautiously. Obviously, the South is completely live, so good decision to not cut it here. But it does feel a bit bad giving up your last dealership here. Pretty much, I mean, it doesn't completely obviously seal your chances of retaking first, but feels a bit bad to give up. Then again, Tanya Sensation obviously in the position where they don't need to stress a lot about their points right now. They've got a nice little collection of points. You're happy with a second, really. You're even okay with a third. So it makes a lot of sense to protect what you have and play a bit more prudently. So still 2 weights left in the wall for Olive. With a sumo on the 7 pin, you know, Riichi sumo, Dora 1, it's not the worst conversion. You've still got a chance to pick up Ura. 2 pairs and an Anko. There's some juicy potential Ura hits here. That is Ishanten for Cyber. Again, they have to clear the Southwind and they've just disconnected. With that, 4 pins happily taken by Cheese, who is now also Tenpai on the 6th and 9th, so Akatsuki on the 6th for a Tanyao Dora 1. As far as 6s go, they are dead in hands. In fact, he's Furiton, because he's discarded the 9s, so probably just K10. Oh, can swap and does swap. Now waiting on the 7, so 5 man, which is alive, and disconnected Cyber forced to throw the Arc of 5 man into Cheese's manga on direct hit. That is very unfortunate for Cyber. Does end their dealership, does bring Cheese back into it. And starts with Cheese's South Free dealership, opens up with this very nice looking hand. Again, the value is a little bit light, but you can convert this for a quick win, some sort of Riichi Pinfu. Go again. You're always happy to do as dealer. Do that as many times as necessary. It looks like Cyber's having some difficulties getting back into the Hanchan. Here they are. They've just managed to reconnect. Very, very lucky for them. They will be a bit sad to see that the dealership has ended and they've lost points for it. Could have been a worse deal in though. Tanya Dora 2 could have had a lot more worse things happen. So I'll leave Ishanten at this stage. Tusa would be godly. And she's also Ishanten. With quite a nice weight. We have, even if it's 2 chances, if you want to slow the hand down a bit, but I think as Cheese, you just want to go. I know how Cheese plays a little bit at this point. And Corral over here, managing to get this hand towards a Honitsu, finding a lot of Yakuhai tiles in the last couple of draws. And Olive does take a Tenpai here on the Tuso with no Yaku. So this is a bit of a question for Cheese. Do you really want to cut the 6-0 here and greed the Itsu? Or do you just play full steam ahead? And we do go full speed ahead. Sasuga Cheese. So at this stage, I've seen a lot of Mandu tiles get cut compared to anything else. Yeah, and Cheese is rewarded for his play with the 4-man. Does Riichi, unfortunately, no Tanya here. We do have a Riichi Pinfu. Olive chasing on the Kanchan Tuso, which is 1 left in the wall. Cheese's weight is 5-8 pin, which is 1 left in the wall. And he finds it. I mean, when you're good, you're good. You know? What more can you say? Riichi Sumo Pinfu for 1 free all. and Cheese gets to retain their dealership and go again. Close the distance just ever so slightly to Corral, who has been a bit of a non-factor this South round so far, which is more than acceptable when you got the point gap to work with. But at some point you get a little bit concerned, I think. Especially when it's your last dealership and you can't close without a loss. You don't want anyone getting too close to you. So, Cheese's dealership, he gets to go again. He has 4 pairs at this stage. The blocks themselves aren't terrible to work with though. Can't imagine he'd be happy to go with Chitoy here unless he can win like a 1 pin or the South or something. Even the South's not ideal obviously because it is the round win. So we'll have to see how the hand progresses for him. Corral to the left here with a pair of Hatsu, pair of West. Unfortunately, Cyber's DC'd again. There's a potential he's out for good because eventually Tenho will stop you connecting if you keep disconnecting. Hopefully that's not the case. For Cyber, so yeah, 7-1 here for Cheese. You can try and convert this hand into something regular. It has the potential. It does cut away a pair, so yeah, I like this play from Cheese. Don't need to limit this hand to Chitoy and get stuck in some Ishanten you never finish and then lose your dealership. Hatsu offered to Corral and he does take it. I was wondering if we might see like the full Honitsu push, but you don't need to do that. But I mean, the 4-man was extra. I think this is fine. This is still be Honitsu. 4-man wasn't really doing too much other than being as a pair to pawn away. And then you probably want to cut the 3-man and then you're still left with the 6 pin, 8 pins. Yeah, I like this actually coming with it again. This is fun. Forcer offered here to Cyber, who has lost a lot of tempo in his hand, having DC'd early. In fact, might have DC'd again, and that's why it's hanging for so long. Yeah, there goes Cyber again, unfortunately. 10 pi for Corral. It's managing to snag the 7 pin. No, that's not 10 pi. Silly veggie. Ishanten still. Olive G as well. This hand is coming together slowly. Did cut away a pair of Forsos a bit ago. The hands slow down a bit because of his DCs, unfortunately. But with Cyber DC once again, the order Sumigiri bot is back. Tenpai for Corral on the 2-5-man here. 4 Hatsu only. 3 left in the wall. There's one of them, and that will be a Sumo for Corral on the Hatsu only. I keep trying to click on the OKs. So we go to all last now. Corral with a tidy 20,000 point gap here. Should be able to see this one through. Olive G and Cyber is actually tied on points. How that works is that Olive would take the third since it does go by seat order. Cheese is 20,000 points behind. This hand has Dora, but I mean doesn't have a lot else going for it. It's definitely not 20,000 points. Cheese probably happy to just try and scoop up points you can here in the Hanchan without letting Corral go on a small rampage. They do have a pair of Hatsu here. One of them will be locked away in Cyber's hand. Welcome back, Cheese.
Oh no, you're watching the game.
We have been watching your game, yeah.
Oh no, don't look at this hand.
I mean, I was just sort of mentioning this hand's a bit awkward for you. Now you kind of just want to go cheat toy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened in the East round, but we thought we joined in the East 4, and it was already looking quite bleak at that point. For your chances. Caral's just sort of managed to manage this lead out well from the looks of things.
Yeah, unfortunately for Cyber, I'm disconnected too many times. I think Tenho client doesn't let him back in.
Yeah, I think if you disconnect two or three times in a
Three
match,
times.
three
Yeah.
times, yeah, it'll just refuse you to come back in.
We see Olive G here, Longan Sumo away from second place. Just based on how our substitution rules work, it wouldn't actually give her the extra 20 points because the placement of the sub doesn't. It's like a fourth, essentially.
Yeah.
So everyone gets bumped up. But yeah, I guess if she was playing normally, we just need a Mangan Sumo here. It does have the double non pawn transitioning towards the Hanchans.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, obviously not everyone's going to be aware of the rules regarding sub play, so makes sense. You just
See
sort of...
Cheese here, drawing the Chun and just throwing away the Ishan 10 from Mensu hand, backfiring on the 4, so Doran Sumo. Would have been Tenpai for Riichi Dora 3.
Well, I understand keeping the Chun. I mean, this. Oh no, it's worked out.
Yeah. Well, Olive G here, Tenpai on the 1/4 man. 1 man gets drawn by Chiral, but doesn't throw it yet.
Yeah, I mean, very obvious on its to your right. Makes sense to not.
It would be weird to have like a 1 man wait with that 2 man discard. But yeah, you never know what happens when someone's pivot.
You can't see any 1 mans. It's kind of suspicious. You're like, where are the 1 mans in? Where are the 2 mans?
Where are the 2 mans? 7 pin, 1 left in the wall. Yeah, I was going for the Baiman Zimmer to get first.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I was really hoping 7 pin wasn't in Cyber's hand, but it was.
Yeah. Unfortunate. We do see the
Cyber deals into Olive G. At least the good thing for Olive G is that she does break away from sharing third.
Yes.
With Cyber.
Yes.
Or second, I guess, whichever way you want to look at it. So yeah, does take that second place for herself.
Yep, and I mean that should be the last game, I imagine.
I think there's one
there's
more.
Still one going. Wow, look at that.
It finished.
Let's take a quick look then at this last game. That seems to be going the distance. Southpaw.
It's always Southpaw.
61,000 points by Euclasia. Very nicely played, Hanchans.
Yeah, last dealership here for Hemia to at least come back to second. Has a nice Ishan 10 right now. Unfortunately, no value to go along with it.
Yeah, no value, but you're happy to at least cash this in. I think you'd take the Haku if it's offered for sure, and you just want to convert it, at least get something out of it.
Meanwhile, Beetlejuice just over 13k away from Hemia, so unfortunately a Mangan Sumo would not upset. Ooh, that is a nice Haku Arco from Hemia. It's a Riichi Haku. 360. 3 left.
2 left.
Oh. That is rough. I think you just have to push this. With the deal of Riichi, now if you chase and win, you could upset them, but Beetlejuice does take the conservative approach.
Cuts the Gimba to 7, so, but yeah, nah, I'm on board. Let's go. I guess, well, actually, since it is the dealer and all last, maybe
Yeah,
maybe you don't just.
there is an argument. You'd have to shove 3-so and then the Manzu.
Yeah.
Both of which into Hemia wouldn't be that great. So I can see defending, but yeah, it doesn't matter in the end. Hemia manages sumo that Riichi sumo Haku.
Yep. Closes the gap just a little bit. Confirms the second for now, but does need to defend against Ekusok. Will be looking to retake their second place. Yeah, no one's hands here are especially great. Apart from him, he did start with the Hatsu pair here. Could maybe convert this hand for another quick win, but I mean, even Himia's hand is question marks. We've got a Penchan, we've got a lot of like pairs now, 3 pairs. Four pairs.
5 pairs.
5 pairs. Am I blind again? I am blind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. Ishanten for Chitoy. For those keeping track at home. So Euclase would hoping to just shut this Hanchan down and picks up the Haku pair, which is 1 cut. So the kind of things you kind of want to see in this situation.
Yeah, just hoping the last Haku is just somewhere deep in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Beetlejuice floating a potential Chitoy here.
Yeah, keeping our options open. At least doesn't decide to open. There's the next pair. So this will be the answer on that I want to play the hand. So we have 2 Chitoy Ishantens. Oh yeah, it's just too big, sorry. Beetlejuice. So this would be what? Chitoy, Tanya, Dora.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they sumo and hit Uro 2, that would give them. Would that give them second? Yes, actually.
Chitoy,
It would give them second.
It would, yes. So there's chances here. Euclase opens up. Have to imagine this is not a Honitsu push. Yeah, so Adazuke on the Haku.
Yeah, unfortunately I missed a 2-pin that they would have drawn themselves.
We see
Suzu gets pawned by Hemia.
Yeah, so I imagine this is in response to the open by Euclase. So we'll maybe look to convert this to a Hatsu only or a Totoi. Or at the very least, make sure you're Tenpai at the end of the round. If you get there. So we go to rounds here. Nobody really able to find what they need. This says Beetlejuice still Chito Ishantan. Ekusok just finding nothing that really helps their hand. Another pawn by Hemia. Back to Ishantan now. Norv's got paired up by Ekusok, but just discards them. Or discards one of them. There is the Haku. It's past.
Maybe worried about the 4-pin into Emiya.
Yeah, could be, could be.
Like, if it goes to Ryukyoku and it's another round, then whatever.
Hmm.
Tempai for Emiya.
Yep.
Which is nice.
Get to retain the dealership, provided they're not forced to fold.
Don't think you ever would.
No, I don't believe so.
Last Hatsu is in Ekusok's hand. Yeah, pretty good outcome here for Emiya being the only one in Tempai.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Gets to go again. Starts off with Dora acceptance, 2 Yakuhai pairs, a rearmament completed already, another rearmament in the Manzu. It's looking nice. Does cut away the extra north pair, which totally understandable. Looking around. Ekusok's hand has got potential here as well. I wouldn't have hated a Kokushi attempt from Beetlejuice with 8 starting. Actually, it was 7 starting. Yeah, I can understand that then.
Probably not.
That's fine.
Oh, I think Euclase has disconnected with that Dreammon drop.
Yeah, I can't imagine any reason why you wouldn't want to take the free mon in this starting hand. Yeah. Cool. They're back if that's the case.
Okay.
That's the worst when you do DC and you come back and you see this.
And you just see this drop.
Yeah. Hopefully they can find another one to work with. So the situation has changed here. Beetlejuice even further from second now. Still the same distance to third. See the Wests get cut away for Himir as well. Having paired up the 8 Sos, I believe it was. 2-man cut for Euclase. He's trying to minimize the impact of that 3-man Puritan discard. So I think
Beetlejuice really gunning for that Jun-chan Sanshoku.
Yeah. Just about to comment on it, yeah. Definitely looks like that's the play here.
Tempai for Ekusok. Riichi Dora 1. If they sumo, it would have been enough to get second. Doesn't elect to take it. Wants to keep that Itsu.
I feel like I just Riichi throw the 5-man.
1 man. Yeah.
It's a personal choice one, yeah. I can understand.
Actually, even running and then hitting an Ura would be enough. Dumon gets picked up by Beetlejuice. Unfortunately, still quite a ways away from that dream. And yeah, 4-man gets picked up by Ekusok. Let's get the Itsu Tempai waiting on the 2-man, 2 left in the wall.
Not too bad at all.
And with this weight, any run would be second.
Riichi Itsu, Dora 1.
1位
Actually, could have done it.
Yeah, could have done
Right.
that actually.
Hmm. 6-man got cheated by you play still Ishan 10.
Yeah. Timan will stay in Himiya's hand here. But dire straits for Himiya to retain the leadership now. Needs a 7 so when they're locked away. No longer needs a 7 so, can take a 4 so.
Yeah, still 2 Ishan 10, so
Yeah.
with the amount of
Oh,
tiles
yeah,
left.
we're down. I just noticed, yeah.
Looks like Ryukyoku. One more draw for Ekusoft. One more 2-man. Will he get it?
Oh, disappointing. Pulls in 3,000 points, brings him back up to 20,000, but yeah. Just short of Himiya in second. He plays with the win and Beetlejuice taking the 4th there. We'll bring an end to games tonight. If I bring up the stats screen here, we see in the 2 games we didn't see Koala for Churro Potato winning the 2nd table, Pengmiao in 2nd, SPT in 3rd, and Poch in 4th. And lastly, in the 3rd table. No, we've seen the other 2. No, we did see.
Yes.
Yes, right. That's right. I went to your game, then that game, yeah. So we saw all the games, basically, apart from the 2nd table. So that puts the standings into this situation. Kohaku Rangers and Tanya Sensation dropping a few points tonight. Still with 1st and 2nd locked away. 4 Geese a little bit behind the pace in 3rd, and Darkness Wanderers in 4th. The cutoff has dropped to minus 18.4, with still
Okay.
yes, we've still got plenty of time for all the teams to catch up, so good luck to everyone participating. With that, we'll bring an end to games tonight. Thanks for joining us. Glad we got to see Cheese play a game. Or at least half of the game. Thank you for sticking with us. We'll see you next week.
Bye for now.